You will be friend-zoned. 90% of people have been there, and the worst part is that 70% of them can't even express their feelings in their lifetime. This video is very important, but it might hurt some feelings. If you can't handle the truth, you can leave. We'll see you in another one. In this 6-chapter series, you will learn why you get friend-zoned and how to avoid it. So, let's begin. Chapter 1. You're not properly balanced. Homogamy refers to the tendency for people to form relationships with others who are similar to themselves in various ways, such as socioeconomic status, education, values, or even physical attractiveness. However, the saying opposites attract also holds truth. This duality plays a crucial role in why some people get friend-zoned. Attraction often starts with differences. For example, an introverted person might be drawn to an extroverted one because the extrovert's outgoing nature complements their own reserved personality. This complementary dynamic can create a sense of balance and excitement, making the initial connection feel dynamic and intriguing. However, while opposites can attract, sustaining a long-term relationship often requires some level of similarity. Shared values, common interests, and mutual goals are essential for building a deeper connection. When these foundational similarities are missing, it can lead to mismatches in expectations and lifestyles, pushing one person to see the other more as a friend than a romantic partner. From a psychological perspective, we are comforted by those who reflect our own qualities and experiences. This sense of similarity fosters connection and mutual understanding, which are crucial for romantic attraction. So, while an introvert might initially be fascinated by an extrovert, the relationship needs shared interests and values to thrive. For instance, if you and the person you're interested in have different social circles, levels of ambition, or life goals, these differences can create a barrier to romance. From a psychological perspective, people are generally more comfortable and satisfied with partners who reflect their own qualities and experiences. This sense of similarity fosters connection and mutual understanding, which are crucial for romantic attraction. If there is a significant mismatch in these areas, the other person might place you in the friend zone because they don't see a clear path for a romantic relationship that aligns with their standards and expectations. The thrill of opposite qualities might attract initially. Homogamy provides the common ground necessary for a lasting romantic bond. Just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying this video, please consider like and subscribe, and thanks a lot if you did already. Moving on. Chapter 2. Low quality. Being always available might seem like a good way to show someone you care. However, psychology suggests otherwise. The scarcity principle tells us that people tend to value things that are less available. When you're always there, it might make the other person take you for granted. It's not selfishness. It's just the default setting in our brain. We can't and shouldn't have it all, right? We don't have enough time to taste all, so our brain selects the items that are best for us. Imagine a rare gem versus a common stone. The gem is valued not just for its beauty, but also because it's hard to find. Similarly, if your time and attention are always accessible, they can lose their perceived value. This doesn't mean you should play hard to get in an insincere way, but it highlights the importance of maintaining a balance. When you're constantly available, you might unintentionally communicate that your time isn't precious. This can lead to being friend-zoned because the other person may start seeing you more as a dependable friend rather than a potential romantic partner. They could subconsciously categorize you as someone whose presence is guaranteed, diminishing any romantic interest. From a psychological perspective, being always available could also be seen as a lack of self-respect or confidence. People are often drawn to those who exhibit self-assuredness and independence. If your availability suggests otherwise, it might detract from your desirability. Therefore, understanding and applying the scarcity principle in relationships can help maintain a healthier dynamic where both parties value each other's time and presence. Chapter 3. Bateman or Batman. Bateman's principle, rooted in evolutionary biology, suggests that in many species, females are choosier about their mates because they invest more in offspring. Males, on the other hand, compete more for access to females. This principle can also shed light on human romantic dynamics and why some people end up in the friend zone. In human interactions, this principle translates into an inevitable competition, especially among men. When someone is vying for the attention of a potential partner, they are often competing against others. This competition can be fierce and subtle, manifesting in ways like trying to stand out, showcasing desirable traits, or demonstrating higher social status. If you're too readily available or too accommodating, it might be perceived as a lack of competitive edge. The person you are interested in may not see you as a potential mate who can stand out in the competitive landscape of romantic interests. Instead, you might be viewed as a safe, non-threatening option, which, unfortunately, can lead to being friend-zoned. Psychologically, competition in the dating arena can heighten the perceived value of a partner. When people see that others are interested in you, it can increase your attractiveness. Conversely, if you're not seen as part of this competitive dynamic, it may lower your perceived value. Understanding Bateman's principle helps in realizing that displaying confidence, independence, and a bit of strategic mystery can enhance your attractiveness. It's not about playing games, but about demonstrating qualities that naturally draw others in, thereby reducing the risk of ending up in the friend zone. Chapter 4. Not good enough. In the realm of romantic relationships, competition is inevitable. This competition, influenced by Bateman's principle. In today's social dynamics, everyone is essentially competing for the attention and affection of potential partners. This competition can take various forms, from showcasing desirable traits to demonstrating social status or unique talents. When you're interested in someone, you're likely not the only one, and this competitive environment can affect how you're perceived. If you don't actively participate in this competition or fail to stand out, the person you're interested in might not view you as a potential romantic partner. Instead, you might be seen as a safe, dependable friend, someone who doesn't pose a threat or provide the excitement that competition often brings. This can lead to being friend-zoned, as the lack of perceived competition might lower your value in the eyes of the other person. Psychologically, competition can heighten the perceived value of an individual. When a person sees that others are interested in you, it can make you appear more desirable. Conversely, not being seen as part of this competitive dynamic can diminish your attractiveness. Understanding the inevitability of competition helps highlight the importance of confidence, self-assuredness, and the ability to stand out. It's not about being someone you're not, but about emphasizing your unique qualities and demonstrating your value. By doing so, you can increase your chances of being seen as a romantic prospect rather than just a friend, effectively navigating the complex social dynamics that lead to the friend zone. Chapter 5. You're not valuable. Standards mismatch occurs when there is a disparity between what you offer and what the other person is looking for in a partner. This can be a significant factor in ending up in the friend zone. People have different criteria for friends versus romantic partners, and if you don't align with their romantic standards, you might be viewed more as a friend. For instance, someone might seek a partner who shares their ambitions, lifestyle, or physical preferences. If there's a mismatch in these areas, it can lead to a lack of romantic interest, even if a strong friendship exists. This isn't about superficial qualities, but about deep-seated preferences and needs. When these standards don't align, the other person might place you in the friend zone because they don't see a potential romantic future. Psychologically, People are drawn to partners who meet their emotional, intellectual, and physical standards. These standards are shaped by personal experiences, cultural influences, and individual preferences. If there's a significant mismatch, it can create a barrier to romance. For example, someone who values adventure and spontaneity might not be romantically interested in someone who prefers a routine, predictable life, even if they appreciate their companionship. The standards mismatch can also relate to self-esteem and self-perception. If you feel that you don't measure up to the other person's standards, it might affect your confidence, further reinforcing the friend zone dynamic. Conversely, if the other person perceives that you don't meet their standards, it reduces the likelihood of romantic interest. Recognizing and addressing standards mismatch involves understanding your own values and what you seek in a partner, as well as being aware of the other person's preferences. By doing so, you can better assess mutual compatibility and navigate interactions more effectively. This awareness can help in aligning your approach and expectations, thereby reducing the chances of being friend-zoned and increasing the potential for a romantic connection. Chapter 6. Friendship is too good to be a relationship. The friend zone phenomenon, where one person's romantic interest is not reciprocated and instead relegated to friendship, is a complex interplay of various psychological principles. One significant factor is reciprocity of liking. This principle suggests that people tend to like others who they believe like them. If you express your romantic interest too soon or too intensely without sensing mutual feelings, it might create pressure or discomfort. The other person might then retreat into the safety of a platonic relationship, placing you in the friend zone to maintain emotional balance. Another psychological aspect is the fear of losing the friendship. The person you're interested in might value your friendship so highly that they're afraid to risk it by venturing into a romantic relationship. This fear can lead to a conscious decision to keep the relationship strictly platonic, to avoid potential complications or heartbreak. Self-perception theory also plays a role. How you view yourself can influence how others see you. If you lack confidence or exhibit signs of low self-esteem, the other person might unconsciously pick up on this and perceive you as less attractive or desirable as a partner. Confident, self-assured individuals are often more attractive because they project stability and self-worth. Lastly, social and cultural conditioning impact how relationships are formed. Cultural norms and societal expectations can influence how people approach romantic relationships versus friendships. For instance, if someone is conditioned to see a certain type of person as a friend and another type as a romantic partner, it can be challenging to change that perception once it's established. Understanding these psychological perspectives helps in navigating the friend zone more effectively. It's about striking a balance between showing interest and respecting boundaries, maintaining self-confidence, and recognizing the value of mutual compatibility. By being mindful of these factors, you can improve your approach to relationships, fostering connections that have the potential to develop into something more than friendship. This is the end of this video. We believe you enjoyed it. Now pause and comment down your thoughts, as we really want to hear from you. It gives us motivation. After done commenting, watch my next video appearing right of your screen that we think best for you. Peace.